morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to the city of Peekskill, those of you that live here, and those of you that are from out of town, and especially our good friends in the press. Finally give us some good press coverage today. Just want to start by acknowledging my common council, because without them, we would be unable to do anything. Vivian McKenzie, Kathy Talbot, and of course, Joe Torres. Also want to recognize the great leadership of a great city manager, Richard Lyons. Where are you, Richard? We have so many representatives from all the different departments of the city of Peekskill that if I start mentioning everyone, I'll probably forget someone. And so I don't want to do that, but I do want to single out our great city attorney, Melissa Ferraro, in the back. We have representatives from the Chamber of Commerce, Deb Malone, the Executive Director. We have Bill from the BID, Bill Powers, the great Bill Powers. See, when I don't say the great Bill, it doesn't come out right. So, and of course, we have all of the representatives from our uniformed fire department. These men are volunteers, and they do great work, and some of them have volunteered for 20, 30, 40. I've gone to dinners where I've recognized people that have volunteered for over 50 years to the city of Peekskill. So those guys come and complemented with our professional staff, do a wonderful job protecting the city. We owe them a debt that we could never repay them, and I just want to acknowledge them. I was told to be brief, but I just want to say that Mitchell Associates, John Mitchell, our architect who designed this wonderful building, could not be here, and he asked me to read a few comments. So he actually gives a great history, and I'll just go through it briefly. The Peekskill Volunteer Fire Department was started in 1813, before Peekskill had a charter or even a municipal government. Subsequent companies were founded in 1831, 1848, 1852, 1876, 1923, and right now our charter certifies, our 6 companies are certified for 100 members each, for a total of 600. When I graduated law school and did some work for Mayor Pataki, I remember we had a waiting list of people trying to get into the departments. And I remember doing resolutions. If someone passed away or moved away, we would have another volunteer ready to go in. Today, our volunteer numbers are in the 100 to 200 range, and probably 100 interior trained. So we feel that the deterioration of those buildings throughout the city that have not been maintained for many years and also the changing demographics of the city has led to the declining enrollment, and we're hopeful that this new station, with all of its amenities, will spur enrollment and grow that enrollment back up. We're only 4 square miles, and 1 mile is underwater, so our city is 3 square miles and 24,000 people. Our fire department responds to about 4,500 calls per year, and with the volunteers and our staff, it's quite a feat that they do with the numbers that they have. So I just want to thank them again for that service. Before I go forward, there's someone that I neglected to mention and who's always been a great support to the city of Peekskill, and that's our great Senator, Terry Murphy. Dr. Murphy, I want to thank you for being here today. Although this is not a state project, when I took office, we were represented by a senator. I don't think he ever set a foot in the city. And you're here for every single event that we have. And on behalf of the city, I personally appreciate it. And on behalf of the citizens, we appreciate your active role in our city. Thank you. This fire department, the need for this department is well known. In 2007, under Mayor John Testa, it was determined that the department operational and space needs for going forward in the future needed to be studied, and I'm a big critic of studies. I hate them. I think they're useless. I think anybody who lives in the city or grew up in the city knows what's best for the city without some expert from anywhere coming in and telling us. But the study was done, and guess what? It told us we needed a new firehouse. Surprise, surprise. Many years have passed since then, and there was a recession, but it seemed like there were needs. The need for a new firehouse needed to be justified by even more studies. In 2008, there was an alternate site evaluation study based upon response time mapping. I don't know what that means, but it was a study in 2008. In 2009, instead of building the firehouse, another study was done. And that was called for a detailed evaluation of the condition of the existing firehouses. In 2010, yet another study for the evaluation of possible renovations to the existing stations. And in any event, then a recession came in and the project was put on hold. John Mitchell's statement here said the fire department first interviewed architects for this project back in 1996. Studies were conducted from 2007 to 2010, and the initial groundbreaking in 2011 was deferred due to the recession. I was happy to revitalize this project upon taking office, and we took an $18.5 million firehouse of 35,000 square feet, and we cut it down, which is a decrease of 1/3 of its cost, something that our citizens can afford. And we also took it down from 35,000 square feet to 30,000 square feet, which is a reduction of 20%. So it still has a meeting room for 200 people. It has sleeping quarters for 12, a locker room, a kitchen, a lobby, and everything that we needed. People laughed at me when I sat at City Hall and cut and pasted the floor plan, but I met with Mr. Mitchell and told him that we needed a firehouse, not a gateway project to attract developers. We had developers that are ready to build in the city, and we just needed a firehouse for our department and for the needs of the department, and that's exactly what we have. We have a firehouse, and we have one that the citizens of the city can afford to pay for. So, with all of that said, we are very excited to be here today to break ground on this state-of-the-art facility. It will consolidate the 6 firehouses into one and has sleeping quarters for 12. I want to just acknowledge our general contractor locally from Yorktown, Rock Built Construction, the mechanical contractors, ABM Air Conditioning and Heating out of Elmsford, New York. Of course, John Mitchell, our Mitchell Associates, our architect, and construction manager is Cal G Construction. In addition to our city manager, there was great support in the city from James Pinto, our Director of Economic Development, and I would like to just acknowledge his hard work on this. I would also like to acknowledge Jean Friedman for her work in the Planning Department on this particular project. And of course, all of our staff that are here today contributed in one way or another. I would also like to specifically acknowledge the chiefs of the department for the fine work that they're doing, and I want to call up to speak initially Vinnie Malaspina, our current chief. Vinnie?
Good morning, everybody. I appreciate everyone coming here today, and I'd like to thank Mayor Catalina for the kind words that he says about our department and the things that we do, the Common Council for being there. And I'd like to put a special thanks out while I'm thinking of it to Senator Murphy for the help that he does for all the emergency services in the area. He got us a grant. It was a much needed grant. Anything we ever needed from Senator Murphy, he has been there for all the emergency departments in the area. Senator Murphy, thank you very much. Could you stand? Give him a hand. Thank you. We're not used to this. We never had it before, and we appreciate everything you do. Real quick, I just want to go over, the fire department's really happy that this is finally getting done. I'd like to thank the career staff and the volunteer staff. This was much needed. As a fire chief and a leader in the city of Peekskill, there is no way that we could have had these career firefighters sitting in a building that were dilapidated, dirty, not heated. And we're finally going to move on and put everybody in the 21st century, and we're going to move on with this thing. So with that, I don't want to bore you guys to death, and then we'll get this going. thank you to the Peekskill Fire Department for everything you guys do for me to help out. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, for going easy on us. I think all of our buildings are heated. There's two other speakers that I just want to call up. One person I remember from high school. He's a great coach and a great Peekskill guy. Deeper roots than you could ever imagine in our community. The two speakers are John Pappas and Lenny Varela. Both of them were active in the initial design and every modification. This thing has been designed so many times. The architect has billed the city over $1 million. And it's been studied and redesigned so many times. But these guys were there every step of the way. Every time there was a need for a change, they responded to the call. So I just want to bring them up to say a few words. Is John Pappas here? He is.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. This is something that we've looked forward to for a long time. I know this process started 20 years ago when we first met Bob Mitchell up in the Firehouse up on the hill there. And then it died for 9 years, and Mayor Testa came to me and said, we need to get started on building a new firehouse. So we started, we put out RFPs to a lot of architects. 5 of them responded. Bob Mitchell was one of them. And all of the architects that we got came up with some really good ideas, but Bob seemed to have the best one. And you know, he's been fantastic for us. He's designed a tremendous firehouse. He's going back and forth, changing things, all for the better. And you know, it's just been a great opportunity to work with Chief Varela and all the rest of the career staff and the volunteers who worked so hard on this project. We traveled up and down the Hudson Valley looking for firehouses to go see that had ideas that we could incorporate into ours so that we would build something for the city of Peekskill that was going to last a long time. The one up on the hill was built in 1969, and it really didn't last as I'm sure the city had hoped. This one here we hope will last at least 100 years and give the city something to be proud of. It's in a great location. As the mayor said, there was survey after survey done. One of the surveys was done by Dr. Jennings, who is renowned throughout the country for his work on figuring out where firehouses should be. And this was the spot that he came up with that was the best for the city for response time to the entire city. From this spot, we can get to anywhere in the city within 2 minutes. And that's going to be a great advantage for everybody. Our training for the career staff, they're all located in one spot. And the volunteers will have a place where they'll all be located in one spot. Their training can be done all the time as a group. And it's just, you know, I'd like to thank the council and the mayor for finally getting this done. I know it went through 3 administrations before it got off the ground, and I'm just real happy to be here today to put this thing underway and have something really great for the city.
Also, I may have omitted a very important and integral part of the planning process was the contributions of our paid professional staff. So I just want to thank them and the members of the paid staff that were in the on the committee that planned this, including the late Kevin Bristol, who did a great job for the city of Peekskill. I'm going to call up Deputy Chief Lenny Varela, who is also on this project from the very beginning.
I want to thank everybody for coming here today. It's a great turnout from our professional staff, plus the volunteers. I really got nothing to say that much. Deputy Chief Pappas pretty much covered it all. Once again, I'd like to thank the mayor, the common council, Senator Murphy for everything they do here, for all the volunteer services throughout Westchester County. And I'm glad to see this taking shape. It's been a long time coming. A lot of hard work went into it, both on the career staff and the volunteers, and I think it's something we're really going to be proud of in the future. So thank you very much.
Lastly, I contacted former Mayor John Testa, our current county legislator, to be here today, but unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict, he could not be here. John Testa was a three-term mayor of the city of Peekskill, and as Chief Varela just said, one of the originators of the plan. I cannot think of a time when I have needed help, and there have been many, that John Testa has not helped me. I could not accomplish any of the things that I've done here today without John Testa's help and continued support from the county. So I just want to acknowledge former Mayor John Testa. I'll take any questions from the press before we adjourn for the actual groundbreaking, if you guys have any. Good. Okay. All right, get her done. So I want to invite you all to help yourself to refreshments, and then we'll go outside and do the actual shovel digging. And thank you all for coming. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the great city of Peekskill.
Now declare this project officially commenced.
Yeah, miles, man, it's all right.
One, two, three.
Oh, Mayor, my back. You guys want to look at the cameras? 1, 2, 3.